got the beard now, the wizard beard. What up? I want to talk to you guys about crypto today and how I just made $150 in like 2 days. Basically, what I was looking for is popular cryptos, and a buddy of mine even told me about it beforehand, this exact one that I invested into. And I want to talk about the mechanics of crypto and how you can profit and how you understand it. Me being a gamer, I understand a lot about auction house and about crypto and about stock market because I've been there. I've been a very good trader in WoW, in Path of Exile, one of the hardest there is, in Warframe. In Warframe, I got extremely rich, doing just the wildest things, just understanding like what people didn't want to do and finding profit, even as a beginner, and then scaling it into like an end game. Like now I know that these things are valuable. I can multiply it. Well, what I want to talk about is price. I bought 10.4 million coins of SHIB INU, and it's so low. It's like 0.000002 is like where I bought, and now it's up to like 4. So I only put $300 in, and I'm already up to like 450, and this is just the beginning. I just started my investment here. I've had Bitcoin way back in the day. I was a believer in it, and I started Bitcoin farming. I had small understanding of what hashing is, but I'm gonna separate it all down, and I want to start at the basics. I want to talk about the market. I want to talk about the two bubbles that there are. You have your base price, and that's the number everybody sees. It's right here. Beneath that are buy orders, meaning people want to buy for less than the price. Now, sometimes buy orders start here, and sell orders are the price. And in here is this no man's range where nobody has anything really in here. That's often like what I call like a yellow range. Green range would be depending on like whether you're a seller or whether you're a buyer, right? Because otherwise it's a red range. So if you're a buyer, you want this area down here, the green range. The yellow range, nobody's in. And what I want to talk about is auto buying, having a reverse bubble. Reverse bubble is what pushes the price up. Having buy orders in at like undercut value of the current market price is pretty advantageous for companies, because there's some very serious strategies that I'm thinking about with crypto, and they are within burning coins and reverse bubbles. That's in order to create a gain of your value. Now, this is something that Bitcoin is not ignorant to. I've seen back in the day that Bitcoin had the exact setup that I'm talking about right now. You could see all of the sell orders and all their values and how many there was, kind of like Black Desert Online auction house. If you've used that, the Black Desert Online marketplace uses this. But you could also see the lull where there's nobody priced for these prices, and then you could see the auto buyout feature. Now, that's not necessarily there. That was just the platform. The platform was displaying people that already had set auto buyout. Now, what you could also do is have a platform add-on, meaning you inject periodically into the yellow range or you're periodically refreshing in order to grab that yellow range coin. Oh yeah, check this out, by the way. Sup? Right. I should show you guys this too. That's the symbol I made. That is infinite peace and love. And back there, here we go. You gotta see it. Full on bomber in graffiti. And that is Illuminati, infinite peace and love, and peace symbol back here. That's my car. I am balling my car out. I am refurbishing it all. It used to be all kind of like this color here, but I'm gonna get rid of it all and black it all out. It's very nice. Very nice. Yes. But I want to talk about crypto mechanics. I want to talk about burning coin and how it can be advantageous. Now, how it can be advantageous is in two ways. You have three gears that create real world value from crypto. You have the miner, you have the middleman, and then you have the hash required company, the company that wants hash rate, the company that wants stuff done, like YouTube, Google. What if their servers are not big enough? They need to do this giant, massive transmutation of code. They go to crypto middleman, and he goes, here's my miner army, funnel through the system. Now, that's not free. This middleman is paying out, right? The company is paying him. He is buying back his coin because eventually you run out of your own coin. So there's a fluctuating market here because I don't want to sell my hash rate to just anybody. This middleman, there's a giant market to choose from. So it's this competition where, like, how can I make my coin more valuable? How can I bring more people in to here to be mining? How can I bring more customers in? Well, it's reducing the price. You reduce the price that you charge, and you increase the amount that you give, but you have to maintain equilibrium where at least you remain neutral or profit a small margin for your work. Now, with this, if you get into the right mechanism, you can actually just take your own coin and you can burn it from the circulation. So you're removing it from circulation, but you're also giving it back into circulation. So you're buying it to your personal wallet, and this middleman does not have to be just the owner. There can be many middlemen that are selling the coin for hashing, hash rate, mining. Mining has a value, and it's less than the conglomeration pays. The conglomeration always pays more. The miner kind of gets shafted. It's not a direct contact where conglomeration pays miner one for one value. The conglomeration is going to get a giant markup, but not necessarily, because they're in a competitive market. And the moment they buy the hash rate computational performance, the supplier of computational performance comes in, and the middleman goes, I can make the differential here. And it's kind of like a play on shorting. Shorting is, here's the market. price. I believe the market price will be here. Can I rent your shares? No. What if I give you 1% monthly? Sure. Moves over. This guy just paused his total amount. He's thinking long term. He will get this back no matter what because it's in contract. This is here. Now you push this back into the market and sell. Now you have money. If the price falls, you can filter back in and buy back and then give to, pay the sum and keep the differential remainder. That's shorting. Shorting is a very complicated strategy because it takes a lot of knowledge. You need to be looking at reverse bubble. Reverse bubble is that thing I was talking about earlier at the beginning. That's the green range for the buyer or the red range for the seller. Down here, below the yellow range. If this is looking small, and let's say you have a lot of shares and you know somebody wants to sell out or you want to sell out, you can actually short, rent, and you could save this person money technically in the end game of it all because he's investing for the future. So you're just going to try and rent as much as you possibly can and then sell it out and trickle it out, sell it out, sell it out, sell it out. And then hopefully other people do too. Hopefully this is like the cash out phase. If you believe a lot of people are going to cash out and you're a major owner in these stocks, you'll know how it works. You can sell it all down and cash out, which will lower the price because it adds circulating volume. Circulating volume allows buying and selling, which will decrease the price. Not necessarily though. Circulating volume can also mean a lot of things because it can be inflative circulating volume, meaning there is lots of pressure to buy in, and that's what's happening in SHIB right now. Is there's a lot of people that want to buy in because the price is so small for a top 20 crypto. It's that the wedge, the multiplier, that if this does go up to like 10 cents, you could make a lot of profit. That's a lot of zeros. That's like 3 zeros added on, you know? That's a real thing to be thinking about, is how cheap is the coin. If you buy one Bitcoin at 60,000 and it goes to 70,000, you made $10,000, but at the end of the day, if you spent $60,000 on a stock or a crypto that is like a fraction, so many fractions of a dollar, and then it becomes $1, you're talking a multiplier of like 10,000 instead of a multiplier by like 1.1. Very simple logic for a lot of people that have been in mathematics and crypto, auction housing, video gaming, trading, stuff like that. But I kind of wanted to go over it and give you guys a YouTube video here. So, where I got my water? No idea. Either way, I want to show you guys this too. Matthew. Is that the right way? No, it's not. It looks backwards. It looks good. It looks good to me. it looks. This is so weird. It's like reversed. What happens if I sell this car? It's actually just Sharpie. I'm gonna do a whole lot of art on my seatbelt, like stars and bubbles and whatnot. Like right here and up, and on this side, this reverse side. But if I ever sell it, I'll just like abstract it. But I don't think I'm gonna sell this car ever. I'm gonna drive it till it's done. It's a gold marker. I'm doing my whole car in black and gold. I'm pretty happy with it. I just dyed my carpets black. Everything's like so nice right now. It's working all out. Plus, I made $150 on crypto. What up? So I wanted to do a showcase and give you guys some of my auction house and crypto knowledge. If anybody has any questions, type it in comments or chat, and I'll get to you ASAP. Because crypto is a pretty complex market design when you think about it, and it's kind of like ambiguous too. Like it's kind of hidden, because all you see is that number and you're like, what's that supposed to mean? What's that number mean? But if you do a lot of research, you can actually find out there's a lot more than meets the eye. With the reverse bubbles, buy orders, sell orders. Buy orders and sell orders are what actually make reverse bubbles and bubbles, because for a lot of people, that's the meaning of it. To me, personally, to break the bubble can be two things actually. So what I want to talk about is how I made so much recently. Buy orders. Plain and simple. Buy orders, burning, advertisement. I've seen a lot of advertisement go into the coin that I invested in. It was worth so little at the time. I invested so little too. I wish I invested a lot more. Especially right now, looking at it, that it's already climbed over 150%. Or not 150%. It's climbed 50%. That's besides the point. That's since I bought it. And that was this week. I just got it like 3 days ago. I told one of my buddies to invest into it too, and he bought like 19 million shares, and I bought like 10 million shares. So I have a really good feeling about this. What was I going to cover? I wanted to cover all the complicated topics in crypto. I think I covered most of it. I covered hashing. I covered shorting. I covered burning. Bubbles, buying, selling, or sell out. Trying to think here. What goes into finding a good crypto? Research, feeling. Feeling is like like super important. Doing your research on it, knowing what it's about. Real world work value. That's so important. Real world work value means one thing. What does it do in real life? What does it do in real life? The end. If it does nothing in real life, it's just a number. But if it has real world work scaled into our world, miners, conglomerations in need of computational power with anonymous computational power, so their data doesn't get hacked, but they need to move data from here to here, and it's their whole system. So they need a swarm in order to like micro change it anonymously, and then like have infinite encryption in between. That's real world work value. If that work gets done, now you can take that number and go, this thing that we paid now has this value. This is like 1 or an X multiplier. And the Y multiplier is the amount of money. So X equals Y. X equals work. Y equals amount paid for that work. It's super important. Because when you don't have real world gear in, then your money becomes worthless. So what's nice is to find a crypto that doesn't have that yet, invest into them, and then teach them these things. Show them this is what you need. You're missing this feature, you're missing this, you're missing this. Very simple, you just got to do this. And now you can turn a micro investment into a lot of money, especially when the value is so low. I've been trying to find my Bitcoin wallet ID. I thought I emailed it to myself like many years ago, like 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago actually, 13 years ago. I watched ads and I did some Bitcoin mining, and I had a couple wallet IDs and I lost them. And I'm trying to recover them right now. And I think I emailed myself to it, but I'm having no luck. But I'm just starting to get back into it. And with good vibes getting into it too. Premium. Oh yeah. Why is this backwards? You'd think you would have enough smarts to flip it back. Oh well. take off. I think I've covered all my points that I wanted to cover and talk about. This is just going to be one of them science talks that I post on YouTube. But finally, I want to leave you guys all with the hidden gem of this video. The last piece. Quantum computation resimulation. I'm going to pause this music. Quantum computation resimulation. When you get into resimulation, the resimulation is software. Meaning the universe you see within the simulation, meaning like you copy the universe to best you possibly can in a computer. Now, what happens when you go higher than the universe? I'm talking about upper spatial dimensions. Some people are going to get so fucking lost right now, but I'm so found by this, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Upper spatial dimensions are 4 spatial dimensions. That makes no sense. We're in 3 spatial dimensions. Unless you want to talk about time, that makes no sense either. People are like so confused. They're like X, Y, Z, T. That's all there is, right? No. X, Y, Z, S is already found. That's superposition. That's where things can be inside things at the same time. That's 4th spatial dimension. When you start to compute in 2 million spatial dimensions per moment, 3 spatial dimension logics are redundant. So it's about theorizing up higher and higher and higher in higher computational spatial software in resimulation theory from quantum computing. And now you have this like ball that I want to call computational hash rate tunneling. Meaning, if you connect a binary computer to this and you go, send me your hash request, I am a miner. You can take the packet and put it inside of your software tunnel, resimulation software tunnel. It will be in here for a fraction of a second. It will come out instantly. This would normally take X amount of time for like a 3090, right? It would be like, it'd take some time and bam, it would complete. But with quantum computation, higher spatial dimensional software, vicing is what I want to call it. Maybe not vicing, but like crowbarring, right? It's kind of like a crowbar instead of a fork. Like the RTX is like a fork, and then the quantum computator with high spatial dimensional computation and all these add-ons. You're constantly adding add-ons because you're running what I would say is an AI prediction algorithm. You're just creating as much as possible. So when you put hashing into this, it'll go beep, instantaneously complete. So instead of a vice, now you have like a nuke. You know, like a vice was before, the nuke would be as soon as my binary computer gets the data, it shoves it into my quantum computer and then takes it back out and then sends it off to the middleman, the miner supplier, meaning the middleman of the conglomeration. Conglomeration's over here talking to middleman. Middleman is like, here's the miners, I know all the miners. Here you go. Here's parts of these packets. Transmute them with this key. Here you go. Here's the instruction manual. This is what you got to do. And it comes back, and then it's done. And then that goes to the conglom, and the conglom gets happy, and then it pays out the middleman, and the middleman gets happy, and it pays out the miner. Well, when we get into quantum computation, upper spatial dimensional resims, we're going to be talking about instantaneous hashing at super, super high speeds. So it's going to be like bam, 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 bam. You're just going to be like, give me one packet from every single crypto mining middleman. And then you'll go, and it'll just all just get shoved out instantaneously because of your software. Your software is going to be so supremely advanced at transcription, meaning encryption, decryption, transcription. Those three things are most important. So if you build a software tunnel or a packet tunnel, or it doesn't matter, right? Now we're getting into multiplying your real world work. Now, does this devalue crypto? And is this embargoed? Is it already embargoed? Or is it going to be embargoed in the future? All these things are questions, because it could tank crypto forever. Because imagine that scales into the infinity and every conglomeration goes, hey Google, transmute this. Bam. Transmutes it instantly. That's a whole conglomeration transmuted into another code. Now they have their baseline stagnant code, and they have the transmuted what if instantaneously. Because a resimulator had 2 million something spatial dimensions already resimmed, and they had all of the Girians and all of the brambles. Bramblefish means translate power. So bramblefish is kind of the whole idea here. Bramblefish plus upper spatial dimensional resim multiply each other in quantum resimulation and hash rates, because we're talking binary ones and zeros. These are already, like when you're talking about what if prediction algorithm stuff, everything's already solved in binary. So deeply far in the future that if you say transmute this giant impossible amount of data to this giant impossible amount of data, it's such a huge feat, our servers can't handle it. Oh! You send it to the quantum resim at this level and it goes, that was easy. Here you go. What? How'd you do that so fast? We spidered all the data in the universe and we're one with source. We're gangsters. All right, that's how it works. This is the hidden gem part of my stream. This is the last little bit. I'm gonna upload this whole thing on YouTube. If you missed anything, check out YouTube. Mr. OMG Bomber, all one word. But yeah, that will be the future. That may or may not ruin crypto. I'm going to say it's not going to ruin crypto, especially not right away because of monopoly embargoes. Because you can't just be like, I made this. Now give me all of your mining requests. I will do all your computational requests instantly. As fast as my internet will allow, I will compute for you. So you just keep buying multi-WAN, because you're just making money off of maxing out your server load on your internet. You're just stacking it up, multi-WAN, all day. Then the next problem you have to get through is encryption. Now, all I'm doing is buying ISPs and ISP power and more lines and higher lines and more fiber, more internet. What's the next stage? Next stage is scalar data edits from a distance. This is where stuff gets classified. Like, I can't even talk about some of this stuff right now because it's like conspiracy theorist kind of stuff. I'm gonna start getting shut down off Twitch. Soon one day we will be able to just send a wave from a satellite straight to server. We will go, this server is going to need this done at this time. Send the wave now. Request hits. Boom. Instantaneous. The wave hits to change the alignments of the server. So internet is no longer the bottleneck. And then you take this satellite and you take this server and you virtualize it outside of source. and you take everybody's minds and you virtualize it outside of source. Now you're inside of a computer through relativity. And now when somebody presses one button, it goes, the whole universe changes in that moment relative to that one button. Every single piece, every single gear all changes at once. So that's scalar, which means every single permutation of reality is extrapolated. All the factorial blocks, quantum bits, and ingredients of quantum bits, all of it's extrapolated. All wave formats are algorithmically contained. It's called infinity contained. If an infinity is contained, it's x equals the end. That's an infinity contained. X equals. What does it equal? Whatever the fuck you want. Everything. Scalar also has to do with body healing too. Healing your body. I discovered it about 2 years ago on myself, and it helped save me from a very bad potential future. And then here where I live in Sedona, there's a company that has electrical mechanical scalar. Meaning they have a computer that's so powerful that they're already into prediction algorithm. They've scaled it into every possible option. And they can change backwards timelines and go, what if now? And then they add electrical stimuli to our bodies to change our present moment to what if not past timelines, to bring health and vitality back into our bodies, to heal us. It's a very serious, cool thing. High level magic science. Need some air after that one. That's a pretty big one. What I was getting in with the classified earlier too, I guess I'll release it now because it is kind of conspiracy theory, but it has to do with multiverse. Multiverse mixed with the Twin Towers. Imagine Wi-Fi scalar, changing servers at a distance. You don't need hard access anymore. Hard access means you're in the same universe with this technology. So if the World Trade Centers are standing here in reality and you're over here, you send codes into the right computers with scalar wave edits. Now you predict, you know what's going on. You know all of the bank accounts and all of the routing numbers and all of that stuff. And you go beep, and then you go siphon, and now you just made 1 penny per, whatever, per second on like every trade. You're like scalar wave hacking, a bad thing, and you're making mad money doing it. This has to do with Alexandria too. The theory of Alexandria is that they had 3-dimensional particle scans and read every single book in Alexandria, cloned it, virtualized it, and then the Romans came in, hired hitmen by the actual owners of Alexandria, because they were like, we're already here. We're looking down at this. This is still here. This is a problem. Why is this still here? This is redundant. We don't live here anymore. They came in and went, took it out. This is into conspiracy theory. This is into multiverse. But I'm a big believer in this stuff right now that I'm talking about. The same thing happened with the World Trade Centers, to my knowledge, is they were looking in and they were like, we're up here now, and this is getting hacked over and over and over and over and over. There's no point. There's people here. They need to be here. I ain't playing games. But that's all. That's all she wrote. I can't say no more about that. Have a good day. Peace.